Are you in a bit of a rush? Yet, you have cookie cravings? And you ask yourself, can I convert cookie recipes to bars? The answer is yes. You can make them. However, you may find it tiring to do all that rotation of pans and scooping. Additionally, what if you do not want to do much of that work? For that reason, you want to satisfy your cravings immediately. That is why no need to worry, since you can convert your favorite cookie recipes to bars. Likewise, you can conveniently do it at home. For those reasons, it is not a big concern anymore when you have visitors coming over. The main reason is that you can effortlessly prepare these tasty recipes for anyone to enjoy. What you will need in making chewy chocolate chip cookie bar recipe. Ingredients: 2 cups and 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, ½ teaspoon of kosher salt, ½ teaspoon of baking soda, 12 tablespoons of unsalted butter, make sure to melt and cool to room temperature, 1 cup of light brown sugar, ½ cup of brown sugar, 1 piece large egg, 1 piece large egg yolk, 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips, 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips for toppings. Sea salt flakes. Step-by-step instructions. Step 1. Position your oven rack at the lower middle part of your oven. Then, ensure to preheat your oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Step 2. Afterward, prepare your 9 by 13-inch baking pan. And make sure to line your baking pan with heavy-duty foil. As a result, leave some excess foil hanging over the edges of your pan at the long sides. Next, lightly grease it using a non-stick cooking spray. Bear in mind that this process will help you pull the foil to lift your cookie bars with ease. Step 3. After that, whisk together your flour, salt, and baking soda in a medium-sized mixing bowl. Then, set it aside. Step 4. Using a large mixing bowl, combine your melted butter, light brown sugar, and brown sugar. With that, make sure to use a whisk until well combined. Then, be sure to add in your egg yolk, and vanilla. With that, make sure to whisk again to combine. Step 5. With a rubber spatula, fold your dry ingredients into your wet mixture. And about halfway, add your chocolate chips. Afterward, continue to fold until just combined. Also, refrain from overmixing. Step 6. Next, take your prepared 9 by 13-inch baking pan and ensure to transfer your cookie dough. After that, press your cookie dough evenly into your pan using a spatula or your fingertips. Please note that the cookie dough can be sticky. Because of that, you can use the butter in your hands when pressing the cookie dough. When done, you can now add your extra chocolate chips on top. And it would help to press them a bit. Step 7. Then, place your 9 by 13-inch baking pan inside the preheated oven. And bake for about 23 minutes. Or bake it until the top becomes light golden brown. Likewise, it is slightly firm to the touch. Step 8. Ensure not to overbake your dough to have chewy chocolate chip cookie bars. Remember, you can underbake it slightly and remove it from the baking pan. Then, allow it to rest on the cooling wire rack. And if you want, you can sprinkle some sea salt flakes over the top. Step 9. Finally, allow the chewy chocolate chip cookie bar to cool to room temperature. With that, make sure you do this before cutting into bars. Afterward, transfer into a chopping board. Then, cut using a knife or pastry cutter. As always, serve and enjoy. Tips and tricks. If you want to double the chewy chocolate chip cookie bar, you can double the amount of the ingredients. Afterward, follow the same steps. Moreover, bake the bars using a 13 by 18-inch baking pan. Also, bake at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for about 29 to 30 minutes. What you will need in making easy oatmeal cookie bar recipe. Ingredients: 1 cup of melted butter, about 226 grams. 1 cup of light brown sugar, about 200 grams, tightly packed. Half cup of sugar, about 100 grams. 2 pieces large eggs. 1 piece large egg yolk. 1½ teaspoons of vanilla extract. 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, about 157 grams. 2 teaspoons of cornstarch or corn flour. Half teaspoon of baking powder. 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Half teaspoon of ground cinnamon. 3 cups of old-fashioned rolled oats, about 285 grams. 1½ cups of mixed chocolate chips, milk chocolate, semi-sweet, and butterscotch, about 255 grams. Step-by-step instructions. Step 1. First off, preheat the oven to 175 degrees Celsius or about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then, take your 9 by 9 inch baking pan, line it with parchment paper. After that, grease the sides and bottom with a non-stick cooking spray. Make sure to set aside for later. Step 2. In a large size mixing bowl, combine your butter and sugars. Then, beat them using an electric mixer. After that, mix until well combined. Step 3. Afterward, add your eggs and your vanilla extract to the mixture. And be sure to beat until well combined. Step 4. In a different mixing bowl, whisk together your flour, cornstarch, baking powder, salt, and ground cinnamon. Then, gradually combine your dry ingredients with your wet ingredients until well combined. Step 5. After that, fold in your rolled oats and mixed chocolate chips using a rubber spatula. As usual, mix until well combined. Step 6. Next, take your lined and greased 9 by 9 inch metal baking pan and pour your oatmeal cookie dough. Then, spread your cookie dough evenly in the prepared pan using a rubber spatula or your fingertips. Step 7. Ultimately, place the baking pan into the preheated oven. And make sure to bake for about 30 to 40 minutes. Or bake until cooked thoroughly. Also, you can use the toothpick test to check if your cookie dough is ready. Tips and tricks. For the most part, you can use a glass baking pan for this recipe. However, the baking time may be longer than the metal baking pan. Want plain oatmeal cookie bars without add-ins? You can leave the ground cinnamon and mixed chocolate chips in the recipe. Also, if you dislike using ground cinnamon, you can leave the ground cinnamon. In addition to that, the mixed chocolate chips in the recipe if you want plain oatmeal cookie bars without add-ins. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.